On the sidelines of the 60th UN Human Rights Council session in Geneva, political activists and human rights defenders laid bare Pakistan's dark and deepening record of enforced disappearances across Balochistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The side event titled Enforced Disappearances in Pakistan, Amplifying Voices Demanding Justice, Calling for Global Action, organized by the Center for Human Rights and Peace Advocacy, called for urgent international intervention and accountability from Islamabad for decades of abductions, killings and torture committed under the guise of national security.
For years, Pakistan's powerful military and intelligence establishment has been accused of systematically silencing dissent through abductions, extrajudicial killings and mass detentions. From the rugged hills of Balochistan to the tribal belts of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and the streets of Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, thousands remain missing, their families left in agony and fear. At a UNHRC side event organized by the Center for Human Rights and Peace Advocacy, speakers from Pakistan and POJK raised alarm over rising human rights violations, calling Pakistan one of the worst offenders in South Asia for enforced disappearances and extrajudicial abuses. Human rights organizations estimate that over 8,000 people have disappeared in Pakistan since the early 2000s, while unofficial figures suggest the number could be far higher. Victims include students, journalists, political activists, and human rights defenders who dare to question the state's policies. Pashtun political activist Fazlur Rahman Afridi, representing the Pashtun Tahaffuz movement, revealed that thousands of Pashtuns continue to remain unaccounted for.
We submitted, recently 6,500 confirmed cases of, enforced disappearances of just Pashtun people. Besides Pashtun, there are Baloch people and Sindhis also. The number is astronomical. So we informed the United Nations Human Rights Council about these enforced disappearances, especially those internment centers. 44 known and several unknown internment centers where these, missing persons are, treated really badly. They are tortured, and most of them are killed. And then these people are dumped into mass graves, by the Pakistani army.
Afridi added that despite repeated communications from the UN Working Group on Enforced Disappearances, Pakistan has failed to provide satisfactory answers, reflecting a deliberate attempt to conceal state-sponsored crimes. The conference also highlighted the deteriorating human rights situation in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, where the state's brutal response to peaceful protests has triggered international alarm. Pakistan's so-called Azad region has become a prison for dissenting voices, as activists and journalists face arrest, torture and forced disappearances for merely demanding their rights. Political activist Nasir Aziz Khan, spokesperson of the United Kashmir People's National Party, condemned the continuing repression and killings in POJK, particularly after the recent demonstrations against Pakistan's exploitative control over the region's resources.
There are many people, they are disappeared. But recently what is happening in so-called Azad Kashmir, people are concerned about their life. Because more than 12 people, they lost life since 29th September. Till now, we got reports from there, from media and social media. And Pakistan is using force, brutal force against civilians, peaceful protesters, and they are firing indiscriminately on the protesters. And they killed people, they injured people, there are hundreds of people in the jail, and they torture people. And through this international community gathering in United Nations, we urge that UN should intervene to protect the life of the Kashmiris who are living under Pakistani occupation.
Khan accused Islamabad of having no legal or moral right to occupy the territory, exploit its natural wealth, and suppress its people through force and intimidation. The situation in Balochistan remains equally grim. Decades of military operations, arbitrary detentions, and abductions have created an environment of fear and lawlessness. Baloch activists allege that Pakistan's security forces operate secret internment centers where detainees are held without charge, tortured, and often executed extrajudicially. Despite the repeated calls from international watchdogs, including Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch, Islamabad continues to deny the existence of enforced disappearances, branding the victims as terrorists to justify its repression. As Pakistan continues to portray itself as a democracy, the reality within its border tells a far darker story, one of silenced voices, unmarked graves, and shattered families. The call from Geneva was clear. It is time for the international community to demand justice for the disappeared and to hold Pakistan accountable for its systematic campaign of terror against its own people.